50% Lokesh or 100% Lokesh or how much percentage of Lokesh. Just as a standalone action film lover, I think I enjoyed this more than KGF and RRR
Right,
probably.
right.
And this has a little bit more logic and reasoning also. Hello everyone, welcome back to All Things Cinema podcast, and today we are joined by Ashmita from I Just React and Review. Thank you for coming on board to talk about this much anticipated film Vikram, which has taken everyone's attention, and for the right reasons. I went first day, and it was the first time I watched the Tamil film in Tamil in theater among Tamil people, and the kind of experience that you can get among local people, who understand the
Right,
language. You can't
right.
really get that sort of experience in a Hindi dub, right? So, and I remember
I
you
know.
also suggested me to go in Tamil. So, we both did the first thoughts on our respective channels. So I thought, okay, let's dig a little more deeper into the film and into Lokesh's world and what he's trying to say. What are the future possibilities? So let's get into it. First of all, when they announced that Surya will have a very special appearance in the film,
Hmm.
were you able to, when you were into the film, were you able to like guess that Rolex could be him?
By the end of it, like by the very end, I was like, because I was thinking that in between somewhere, maybe he has a cameo and a very important part. So, but then it didn't happen, and then I forgot about it. And then the movie got over, and of course, I was like, who is left? Somebody is left. Where is Surya? And then I was like, oh my god, it has to be Rolex. Rolex is Surya. And then when that scene came in, I was like, yeah, we all knew. Like, people started clapping and shouting that time only because everybody sort of guessed that by that point of time that, okay, Surya is going to be coming on the frame now. Even before his entry, people were just hooting. And we sort of knew now that, yeah, it's now Rolex's role and Surya's. So, but it didn't take away any fun from the film. Like, we knew that Surya is going to appear on screen, but still, it was fabulous. And I loved seeing Surya in that sort of role.
Yeah. I mean,
Very savage.
given the fact that we recently saw him in a film like Jai Bhim, where he was all clean and very ideal sort of a lawyer, and now in that kind of a look, and literally just decapitating a guy's head was a
My
little too
God.
much to watch. But so as you said, I also kept anticipating, okay, this could be Surya or this could be Surya, because so when the interval section, when Kamal Haasan takes off his mask. First, I thought, okay, is this guy Surya? Like the people who are killing under the disguise of that mask, is he one of them? And then at the end, do you remember one of those scenes where so they are putting the names of every agent, the four of them who were alive from 1980s. So
Right,
one of
right.
them, which they show at the very end, I forgot his name, but I thought, okay, when the camera was going to him and his back was facing the camera, I thought maybe this might be Surya now. And when every other option got exhausted, okay, then I thought, okay, it has to be Rolex. It
It
has to
has
be
to be.
Rolex.
But I'm glad that because now, of course, Surya has a lot of expectations riding on him because with, I'm just saying, just basis of Vijay Sethupathi's dialogue, because he was so freaking scared. Like, he's a monster in the film, and he's so freaking scared of Rolex. So we just got a little bit glimpse, but I feel that that's like just the surface of it. I feel that there is much more savagery that Lokesh has planned for a character like him, because people are like, people are intimidated, but as audience, we also need to be intimidated. That one scene was great, but I feel there's more to come, and I'm so excited to see Surya in that particular avatar.
Yeah, the climax, especially. I mean, I'm hoping people have seen it by now. It's been 5 days, so it's a spoiler filled sort of a
You have
discussion.
to put it in the title, like spoiler
Yeah.
discussion.
So, especially the climax where they at the end, so many things are possible now because they've opened up so many possibilities. They
True.
Yeah, and there was another special appearance right at the end. If you have seen Master, So that bearded guy with a very heavy voice, he also appears at the end in this film, right?
Okay, I'm not able to place it,
Do,
honestly.
do you remember Das from Master? The guy who works for Vijay Sethupathi, but then
Oh yes, he has the very heavy voice.
this guy also appears at the end in front of Surya. The whole
But
army
he
that's
was he
standing
was
there.
also in Kathi, right?
He was there in
Anbu.
Kedi, yeah.
I
But
I thought he's Anbu from
no.
Kathi.
He's Anbu. I just wanted to
Ha ha ha.
put some
Correct. Correct.
master reference also there.
Okay.
But so as I was saying, so he also appeared at the end. He seems to be one of those actors whom Lokesh really has a lot of faith in,
Yes.
because he's a pretty good actor, by the way, and very
Right.
the
Right.
kind of voice he has, he can easily be villains in so many films. Uh,
Correct.
uh,
Correct.
but and
So
then
now we know that he was in from Kathi. Now we know he is actually working for, like, Rolex is like the big boss now. So we
yeah,
know that.
and then the other scene where they go to some village in UP where that
Yes.
drill thing is happening, and so
Correct. Correct.
all
Billy is there over
yeah,
there.
so all those people who have not seen Kedi or other work of Lokesh, I mean, they would be banging their head in the wall. What's happening at the end?
Sure. Yeah, because and thank God I watched, because in those moments, like, the cheers were so loud in the
Yeah,
theater, and of course, I think there were a lot of reference from Kamal Haasan's older films also. That also people were cheering for, but those I couldn't get. I was a little
yeah,
lost there. But the Katie references I got, and it'll be so interesting because, of course, Karthi and Surya are real brothers. So Dilly is going to fight Rolex. That'll be so cool. I'm just imagining, and it's just looking so cool in my head that, okay, now this special squad is going to consist of maybe Fafa, then Karthi, and I don't know who else is going to join. So very, very interesting.
yeah, and who knows, he even end up introducing Master into all this, at some point of time.
We never know. But
uh,
possibly there could be another film that he does, that he probably connects with this
yeah,
universe.
yeah,
And then
absolutely.
he goes to Katie 2 and then Vikram 2. Anything can happen. Or like, he has, with this movie, he has just opened up like a
Yeah,
full
and
Pandora.
were you one of those people who are very keen on this whole debate of 50% Lokesh or 100% Lokesh, or how much percentage of Lokesh will this film be?
Uh, Not really. I mean, I always feel it needs to be like, my primary thing is that the director is the main captain of the ship. So for me, it needs to be the director's vision. But fortunately or unfortunately, I would say mostly unfortunately only, the movies tend to cater to the fan service of the big stars. Now, if the director can integrate his vision with that, I think it works for the film. But then if you're just serving to, show us fan service of which is surrounded by, because of that big star, then it fails the purpose. Then the director is just serving the actor and not the film.
Yeah,
So I say that till some point, it is probably justified, probably because every director has his or her way of storytelling. So once and look, and so the directors who establish that fact. Now, say for example, if Sanjay Leela Bhansali, we know his kind of filmmaking and what he does, and we know that the actors completely surrender to his vision. Imagine if he completely surrenders to the actor's star power and makes
yeah,
a crappy movie. I mean, we'll lose trust in him. We'll completely lose trust in him as a director. So I think Lokesh has earned that title. The fact that people are debating on this, that okay, it needs to be 100% Lokesh, and also it shows how much respect they have for Lokesh as a director and his vision, and people want that. They don't care which actor you're casting. If you're casting a big actor, then also they want it to be Lokesh's film, and I think it's a big testament to his craft. So I'm very happy if people are demanding 100% Lokesh film.
yeah.
I
Because
mean,
with Master it was 50-50, right?
yes.
As people were saying, and everyone was thinking that if with Talapati Vijay, if he could do a 50-50 sort of a stuff and give us a decent film, then
Hmm.
just imagine how amazing it would be if Vikram would be 100% Lokesh, because So Kamal Haasan is different from other superstars, right? Because he himself is a director too, not just an actor.
Right.
So he
Correct.
understands these kind of things, and I think the fact that he has given all the freedom to Lokesh and not
Yes.
interfering because of his status as a legend. Uh, I think that speaks volumes of the kind of artist he is. I mean, he's
I
completely
agree.
secure in his own zone, and he was letting uh, a younger guy take the charge because he has his own vision. So,
You're right.
how much of that speaks about Kamal Haasan, not as an actor, but as an artist, as a visionary guy?
It speaks volumes. It speaks volumes because I feel Kamal Hassan sir is like a one-man army. He knows so much about filmmaking in general, like acting. He knows the business also, and because he has been a director, he understands the challenges. And I feel that not just tells him about him as an artist, but I feel he has a lot of empathy also, because it shows just these are the small things which shows us as an audience that actions speak louder than words. I mean, people can talk anything, but it is these kind of things which actually tell us that okay, what kind of a person you are. And the fact that Lokesh is such a big fanboy of Kamal sir.
Yeah,
He loves him, and it's not just Kamal sir's film. The fact that he sort of did not take the front seat overall, because I feel this is also Vijay Sethupathiy's film and this is also Fahad's film. So I was really pleasantly surprised to see that, because when I went in, I was like, okay, this is going to be like a Kamal Hassan show because he's the main guy. But no, the fact that all three of them got really amazing screen time and importance in the storyline, and the fact that Kamal Hassan sir was okay with that in a way,
yeah.
because he's, like you said, a legend. It speaks volumes about him, really. I mean, of mad respect.
And also, I think he understands the fact that if he's acting in a film with them, with other two good actors, it'll only take the film up and it'll only take his own image up, right? Because he's
Exactly.
returning to screen after 4 years. So for him to be playing the
Absolutely.
title role, it's not just that he has to be pitch perfect. The other departments and other people who are taking care of other
Right.
uh, uh, departments, they also have to be top notch. And that's why I think for him to have complete faith in Lokesh, complete faith in whomsoever he casts in those pivotal roles.
Right.
I mean, the next film, what if Surya takes over and gets even a bigger chunk of role as Rolex, right? So then
Right.
then you're speaking about Fafa, Surya, and maybe even somebody from
Karthi will be
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So then I think people can actually learn so much from this in Bollywood, right?
Yeah, of course, of course. And I hope the change comes in, because I mean, these are the kind, and I'm very happy that these movies like this are also getting attention, because we love commercial films. We love commercial films. We love the big budget films. We love a
Yeah,
visual spectacle, and I feel that this is really commercial film with good writing done right. This movie has everything going for it. Like, honestly, with the detailing of the storyline, if you see, it's quite simple. It's a nice action gangster saga which connects it to different universe. And but the execution and the presentation, with
yeah,
the action sequences, the great BGM, the introduction of the characters, the anticipation of what is going to happen, all of this makes up so much. I think Lokesh's vision is really, really. I mean, the same storyline, if executed poorly, can fall flat. But the way, like, the spy, the special team was introduced in the second half, my God, the hooting and cheering, like, I'm still thinking about those scenes, and it was like a comic book, one character getting introduced. That was so beautifully done. So I feel execution wise, it was great, and people should take notes looking at this film, that how a commercial film can have good writing,
yeah.
also detailed writing as well. Because I feel commercial films get such a bad reputation that, oh, if it's a mass masala film, you have to leave all the logic behind. and then just come and it's going to be like a no-brainer thing. But no, this movie has proved otherwise, that no, a nice commercial action film can have an intelligent storyline.
So when the trailer came, we saw in one of the scenes where Kamal Haasan was shouting Vikram, 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 right? And everyone was then predicting, okay, who could be Vikram then, if not him?
Yeah,
So I sort of predicted that that little child might be named Vikram. So I got it half right. Okay, did
same.
you?
Even I got it half right because I thought the child, somebody else is Vikram. Like the child is Vikram and he's not Vikram. So, but he's also Vikram. Child is also Vikram. So we are 50% correct, not
Yeah.
100%.
Now coming to the performances, so I thought I thought Fahadh had like the meatiest of storylines because he also has like this female angle to it. He's
Right,
involved with somebody, and then
right,
he also gets to show all his vulnerable side when he breaks down. So he
right.
gets a little bit more arc than other people, and also did so much of justice to it. Kind of stood out among the crowd of
Mhm.
such amazing actors. So, what did you feel of our favorite actor's performance?
I loved it. I said it in my review also. No, never, ever, ever I'm going to miss out on his film ever. Whatever he puts out, I'm going to watch it, and he's so good. They have ended his storyline in a very interesting plot because he's at his lowest right now. He is absolutely shattered. His world is completely shattered, and I feel he could snap any moment. He could snap any moment. Like I know he saved the child and all of that, but he has also lost the love of his life in a very brutal manner. Like that was extremely brutal. The fact that they showed that visual, I was like, okay, that's brutal. So I feel that he probably can yo-yo towards any field. Like I think Rolex, if he ever confronts Rolex, he'll have some sort of influence on Fafa's character because Rolex is supposed to be smart. He's ruthless, he's cunning, and all of that. So I'm not sure if he can influence Fafa's thinking in a way that I'll give you the justice and all of that. So that's why I feel that he's perfect for this role because he can pull it off, like that entire arc where he goes through like maybe in the bad side and then he comes to the positive side again. I think I feel that he's been perfectly casted for that because he's also been a cop. He's also like in a special ops kind of a thing. So he'll join this black gang squad for sure. But I feel he'll stray his path again. This is my guess and theory for next film that he'll get straight from his path. And then, of course, Kamal sir, Vikram, and maybe Dilli will again bring him back to their side. This is what I am guessing for Papa's arc. But fantastic performance, great, absolutely great.
He signs a Tamil film every once in a while, but it's not too often, right? He did Super Deluxe, and then he did
Mm.
this, and I think there was one more film with Shiva Karthikeyan. So, if Fahad is signing a film in any language, I'm sure that he would have seen some potential in it. That's why. Otherwise, he himself says that I can't do any non-Malayalam film until I start thinking in that language, right?
In
So
that language, correct.
yeah, so if he's doing a project, that means that project is definitely having some potential in it, and we are all for it. Now coming to Vijay Sethupathi, did you feel that before this film he was getting a little repetitive with his performances and the kind of films he was doing?
Honestly, I cannot really, say that because I have not really watched his films in chronological order. Because I've seen him in Master as the villain. Then he had this one very ridiculous movie with Tapsi, which released
Ah,
on
okay,
Hotstar.
okay, Annabella.
That was like a comedy. Then I watched him in '96. Then I watched him in Super Deluxe. So I have actually watched him in a variety of roles.
Yeah.
So for me, he was really not getting repeated. Like for me, his performance was not repetitive. In fact, I feel that here I was less intimidated by him than I was with Bhavani's character in Master
Oh,
because here I feel that he should have been shown in a more savage way. But because he kept saying that okay, Rolex is going to ruin my family, ruin my family. So the fact that I knew there is somebody above him just automatically cancelled my intimidation for this guy. That okay, basically he's helpless. I wish they had revealed that he is actually being, the strings are being pulled by Rolex for his case. I probably think that would have worked in his character's favor more. But otherwise, performance-wise, I had no issues
No,
because
no.
I have already watched him in a variety of
So I'm not
performances.
saying this performance was repetitive. I said until this performance, because this I really like how he presented himself and those little things that he did, those nuances that he added to, for the character, uh, the golden teeth,
Right,
or the way he transforms into something else, his alter ego when he takes the drugs. So all these
right.
things are pretty good. But I'm saying, like, prior to this film, if you see, so I don't know if you saw Tughlaq Darbar. There was another film, and then
No.
that Tapsi film and Master. So
After the I saw, yeah.
all these films, he was there was another film, Rand Kadalam, something like that, which came recently.
Okay.
So he was not really being the Vijay Sethupathi we have known him for, from 96 or Super Deluxe or everything.
Okay.
So for me, it was important for him to break that mold, because we often say that about Nawazuddin too. In recent years, he has been a little repetitive. He's not really
Right,
doing
right.
something out of the box
Got
which he
it.
was known for. So that
Right.
way, I was happy with what he did in this film, and I think he that hard work shows also that conscious effort to bring something
Yeah,
different
yeah. Of
onto the
course.
screen for his fans. When I was in the theater, so in Tamil films or South films, there's this norm of putting the names and titles of the actors, like their name with the title that have
The
been given to
title,
them.
yeah.
So when
Correct.
Makkal Selvan, Vijay Sethupathi came, the louds were almost as loud as Kamal Haasan's. And then when Fahad's name came, nothing happened. So I was like, maybe these people are not really from Kerala, anybody.
Yeah,
Uh,
of course. Because Fahadh has also not done many Tamil films,
yeah, yeah.
so
So,
understandable.
so that
I
uh,
loved Vijay's entry. His entry
yeah,
shot was the best.
it
It was
shows
so
it. It shows that you don't, for a villain. It doesn't have to be six pack abs or anything.
yeah,
You can be anything.
absolutely.
You can,
Absolutely.
it's your persona, it's your acting skills that can make you menacing on the screen, right? And even in Master, as you said, Bhavani was also overweight, and yet he
Oh,
was
I love
intimidating.
Bhavani. Yeah, yeah. I loved
And
Bhavani's
the
character.
dance he does, you remember that dance he does?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Of course.
Polagatta Para Para, that song. Uh,
Amazing.
so now coming to Kamal sir, I mean, a film like this or a performance like this is cakewalk, right? Because of the number of films or the number of performances he has put out all these years. I don't think
Right.
this role was ever going to be challenging for him in any which way. Maybe the dance moves or the action sequences at this age, probably.
Still, I was a little bit skeptical that because it's like an action film, I was like, I wish, I hope that they show the action in such a way that it doesn't look odd on him
Yeah.
because he is of that age, but it did not. The camera work and all of that, like technically, the film is so well made, and they have put him in absolutely proper camera angles and the movement shots and all of that. So it suited him. But yeah, executing the role, something that yeah is a piece of cake for him because it's like yeah he's given the script and okay, I have to act this way, I will do
Yeah.
it. He brought in that swag, he brought in that attitude, the vulnerability as a grandfather and as a father. All of it was there and it was just done so perfectly. It looked absolutely effortless on him.
Just the one thing I remembered, thankfully, one problem that I had in the film was, how the little child was unconscious for so long. Is it possible medically for somebody to go unconscious that long and then to be revived after almost 15 minutes or something?
in a I don't know, in a coma, because he says, na, Kamal sir says you have 10 minutes. Like for 10 minutes you need to survive this. Something like that he says. So I don't know what medical significance is there. There was a dialogue where he gives the child to him and before giving it to the guy, the other agent, he says it's like you have to survive this for 10 minutes. Like you have 10 minutes of your life and you have to come out of it. So that dialogue was there. So I felt that okay, maybe medically there is this timeline of 10 minutes or time frame of 10 minutes for the electric shock or the revival time basically. So A doctor can probably
I was
make
kind of,
it more.
yeah, I was skeptical because first of all, the little kid cannot take loud noises, and then he's in the epicenter of all the action that's happening, where
Right.
all the big guns are going off. So that way, that was a little overwhelming for me, and then for him to get revived also at the end. I mean, the only thing I was hoping not gonna happen is कि अभी आमिर खान आके all is well ना करने लगे इधर इसको जगाने के लिए. So that was the only thing left. Otherwise, I mean, you know, just like how they were bringing characters from different films into this universe. I was like, अभी थ्री
Right.
इडियट का आमिर खान आके इसको उठाएगा इधर बच्चे को.
I
But
was too far-fetched, but कुछ भी हो सकता है.
yeah, but that was my only problem with the film. Like, I don't think maybe a grown human with proper immune system can go 10-15 minutes like that, but a child with a heart condition, you know, in that whole war thing, for him to
Hmm.
survive for all those minutes and then to get revived also, वो थोड़ा
I
सा.
thought I sort of knew the kid was gonna survive. Like I had this thing. I was like, they are putting this. See, there because in commercial films like this, certain story tracks you can obviously guess because you have been exposed to those storylines. So I knew that that tension building is happening and Papa is trying to revive the kid over there. But I knew in my heart that ये तो बच जाएगा.
But
मतलब he's not gonna die.
did you know that did you also think कि even Fafa's wife also might survive? Yeah, you knew कि ये तो
Yeah, it was foreshadowed very. It
yeah.
was a pretty obvious thing. It was foreshadowed with that guy who said, "Na, who lost his wife and kid when he was taken into custody by Papa." So I said, "Oh, this dialogue is gonna come back to him, and the wife is gonna die." And when he says, "Na, your feet are going to sweat and stuff," and I was thinking they are going to show that shot because these things were very obviously placed, these dialogues.
Yeah,
So I
Fafa also
but the way she got killed, like
Yeah.
when that visual came in, I was shocked.
yeah, Amar also says to him, no, कि I'm not an emotional prick like you. I knew कि अभी ये इसने बोला है तो इसको emotional prick बनाएंगे.
होगा definitely.
But overall, I think great, enjoyable film. Honestly, I think ऐसे though we should not compare these films, but see, even KGF and RRR had a lot of action, but just as a cinema goer, I enjoyed this film more than the other two because this had better performances, better acting skills on offer in front of you, better music also for me. I think Anirudh has.
Music was amazing.
Yeah.
Music was amazing.
So just
For me, it was the story that won completely.
yeah, of
It's
course.
like the story is extremely superior in this.
Yeah, absolutely. Just as a standalone action film lover, I think I enjoyed this more than KGF and RRR.
Right,
Probably.
right.
And this has a little bit more logic and reasoning also than them. So the action was kind of.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
But looking forward to what Lokesh comes back with. Just yesterday I saw his tweet that Kamal Haasan has gifted him a car as well, so he's already getting all the appreciation.
You saw Surya's Instagram. Kamal Haasan gifted him a Rolex.
Yeah. I did. So I think mouth-watering possibilities now with Vikram 2. Not just Vikram 2. I mean, he could do Kaidi 2 and put Vikram characters into that also. So really looking forward. We need visionary directors like him who think out of the box and execute out of the box as well. So kudos. कैसे मैंने एक बार नोना और तुमसे सवाल पूछा था कि could Vikram be the answer to KGF, RR and Pushpa, that big thing?
It is.
Now the answer.
Answer is here.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for joining, Ashmita. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Keep subscribing to the channel and check out Ashmita's channel if you haven't yet by chance. And we are very close to 5,000, so hoping for that very soon. Thank you again.